Mr. Chairman, to the witnesses, thank you for being here, and I'll piggyback on one of those submissions. When I was working in law enforcement, the problem has already arrived in many respects. You know, we would send some of the most dangerous people in the country away to jail for sometimes 20, 30, 40 years, but there would be no interruption in the criminal enterprises that these folks led, in large part because of devices and capabilities that made it into the Bureau of Prisons because of the drones. And it seemed like just a lumbering bureaucracy and inefficiency that it could not keep up with the technology. And I am curious, Mr. Feddersen, you mentioned that the United States seems to be overwhelmed at this particular juncture. And is the posture of being overwhelmed, is that from just a volume standpoint of all of the drones that are in circulation? Is it a technology standpoint? Or is it just the layers of bureaucracy that prohibit effective deterrence?
Thank you for the question. So it is a policy, legislative, and bureaucracy issue. Mm-hmm. Technology is out there today from many companies that have been tested by the FAA, tested by TSA, deemed safe to use at airports. Yep. But the confusion over detect, track, and identify has hesitancy across the land, and the fact that the mitigation authorities haven't been expanded in a quick enough manner is.
Well, what makes sense to remedy this? Because a drone is not an airplane. The fact that they're being regulated as such in many respects does not make much sense in terms of placing the same value on a drone as it does an airplane. So should we have a facility-specific code for unmanned aircraft?
So I don't think so, sir. I disagree that labeling it an aircraft hinders anything. It actually gives both operators and those that are working around drones more protection and coverage into what they're doing. It gives better regulatory understanding of what these drones can and cannot do when they're flying. Because honestly, as it's been said before, I mean, there are drones that are as small as the coffee cup, yeah, but some that are as big as a car. Yep. And so you have to be able to safely manage that, and aircraft is the right designation for that.
In terms of fixing the issues that we see, though, how can we fix the bureaucracy and I would say the ineffective legislative posture we have with drones?
Yeah, sir. I'm going to have to point the finger back to all of you on the panel.
Well, you're the expert. I'm just asking.
That's exactly what it is. We had a 5-year pilot program for a very small sect of federal law enforcement that started in 2018. Mm-hmm. We're now in the 8th year of that 5-year program. No authorities have been expanded. We've seen that technology can be used safely and without issue. We've had those departments and agencies asked for an expansion of authorities to get them some relief off of their responsibility. And honestly, especially from being a former state trooper, to say that an FBI agent is smarter and more apt at using this equipment than a state trooper or local law enforcement isn't the right way. So the delay is simply understanding the technology and giving trust back to the process and the system.
And what does the technology do specifically?
So it gives you the basic remote ID information, tells you where the drone is, what the drone serial number is, where it's flying, which way it's heading, and where the pilot is in real time. That information can be used for a ground interdiction without even having to worry about the airspace, to talk to the pilot and have them bring it down. There are technologies like ours, which is cyber takeover, which takes control of the drone and lands it safely where it needs to be, which then allows for the officer to either give it back to the child and parent with a warning, undamaged, no collateral damage, or go ahead and submit for a search warrant to get the information out of the drone.
Do you think there is a space in the legal construct to have emergency authorization to remove a drone, whether it's shooting it down, taking control of it, or some other means?
No, sir. I mean, these drones are flying at 30, 60 miles per hour. The decision cycle for law enforcement or a security individual is literally seconds and minutes. It's not weeks or hours. If it is to be that type of system, then I think it has to be preemptively done to say that a search warrant is going to cover a large area for a large period of time.
So, like, the emphasis of my question is, let's say a drone is flying over an airport or over a Bureau of Prison facility. Should there not be the authorization to remove that drone?
Yes, absolutely.
Immediately? And do we lack that currently? Is that correct?
We do.
Okay. And the technology is there to remove that drone.
The technology is available to remove the drone and remove it safely. And the technology has been tested by the FAA and TSA. A prime example, though, is federal air marshals who are using the Chinese equipment at our major airports to assess what the situation is, but they don't have authority to use other equipment or use mitigation.
Mr. Chairman, I have more room, but I'll yield back to.
Thank you. Gentleman's time has expired.